Where's your neckerchief?
Ah, good. I forgot.
Well, that's because the back's not tucked in, that's why.
There it is!
No, it's not. 50 years and yeah, well,
I suck white hair. I
years
suck white hair.
ago, ask Dick about that.
Well, I don't care.
Dick Lowell, counselor? Was Greater Lowell counselor.
So basically, you only have to
Greater
four
Lowell.
of them.
Mr. Cyrus and Mr. Andrew.
Gonna stand right here.
Hey guys, come on in quick. We sign our opening.
Hi.
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 Everything already moved that up.
Where are the things that hold up the signs?
Do I have those in there? I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll just hold them up.
Make it wide enough for 2 kids so they don't hit anybody.
Erica, sit down, please.
Okay.
Erica, sit down.
Hi. Can I get cheese, Bobo?
Okay. Everybody, please rise. Okay. Color guides. Color guides. Color bears. Front and center.
Salute.
Salute. Please put those there. Okay. And Danny, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Parents and guests, please be seated. SCOTUS, please stay standing. And we're going to, actually, now, we're going to start the promise. And who remembers, who did a Bobcat? Now, you know, Andrew, so you already had a Bobcat, but who's our new Bobcat people? It's just Andrew that was there that night. Well, no. Dylan, who else was there? This will be a review. And Natalie was there. Okay. Oh, don't.
Yeah, Randy and Georgie were there.
So Let's go.
Thingy.
All right, don't worry about it, guys. It's okay. All right. Well, what I want to do is let's do the promise. This should be a good review for the people that do have their promise, that do know their promise, and our new people that are going to begin their Bobcat Award tonight. We'll end up with promise. Guys, don't worry about it. Take it. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
Take this off.
Okay.
Leave it on, it's for the Boy Scouts.
Okay, so I'm going to ask that we, at the moment while we're trying to work on this, be careful.
Hold them up.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Let's go over the promise. All right, so if it's a good review, that's awesome. And if it's somebody for a new Bobcat, this is awesome as well. So, does everybody remember? If not, just follow along with our cue cards, okay?
Chew card.
So what do we do? What's that first thing we do? Remember? Signs up. Okay. All right. Now we're going to say I, Jennifer, promise to do my best
to do my duty,
to guard my country, to help other people, and to obey the law of the pack.
two.
Two, yeah? And when we're saying the promise, I want us to remember what we're saying. Okay? We can always say it, but we need to remember what we're saying and why we're saying it. Okay? When we say promise, we need to remember what we're promising and what we're doing. Okay? That means a lot with us, with what we're doing. Okay? So that was huge that you guys did your Bobcat. That's an awesome, awesome thing. We'll talk about that when you guys get your award tonight. I was very proud of those people that did actually go for that. That's a huge, huge thing, okay? And my little cheat sheet here.
Cheat.
Okay. Cheat. Now, does everybody remember the law of the pack? And no cheating.
Yeah.
I know. Who remembers the law of the pack?
I do. Kind of. Maybe.
Danny, do you remember? Okay, go ahead.
Why can't we just do it?
I figured I'd test you.
I don't know.
All right.
I only know
The Cub Scout helps
the pack well.
go, yeah. Who's going to give goodwill?
A Cub Scout is
Yep. Okay, so the pack is going to give the Cub Scout, the pack is going to help the, you guys,
What? Is there something wrong?
you're going to let everybody cheat, huh?
No. No. It's flipped over.
Oh, God. Let everybody cheat. All right, well, I'm going to let everybody cheat a little bit because I want to try to help people move things along. So I think you guys want to do the banana song.
Banana.
All right, so why don't we go through this one quick time, okay? So, no, keep it still, okay? So we're gonna read it together, okay? The Cub Scout helps Akela. Akela means what? Everybody remember?
A tiger.
Leader, exactly. And we know what leader means, okay? That can be anybody that's a leader. Any teachers, any scout people, any church people, etc. Okay? The Cub Scout helps the pack go. Okay, slow down so people can read that.
The pack helps the Cub Scout
Grow, yeah.
The Cub Scout gives
Goodwill.
Dun-dun-dun.
Good job. Okay, thank you. Okay, next thing. All right. Okay, I think we're at the last part. Our biggest thing, as you guys have heard me say how many times, what's our Cub Scout motto?
Do your best.
Excellent job. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for thank you to Jose and for Cyrus to put this up. That was excellent. I appreciate that. If you know it, go ahead. Otherwise, that teacher, go ahead. Go bananas. Go bananas. Go bananas. Yep. No, behind the stage, please.
Danny, you know how it goes.
Bananas unite.
I believe.
I know. Pip bananas. Pip bananas. Pip bananas. Pip bananas. Pip bananas. Chop bananas. Chop bananas. Chop bananas. Chop bananas. Mash bananas. Mash bananas. Mash bananas. Cook bananas. Cook bananas. Cook bananas. Cook bananas. Eat bananas. Eat bananas. Eat bananas. Eat bananas. Bark bananas. Bark bananas. Bark bananas. Bark bananas. Go bananas. Mop bananas. Mop bananas. Mop bananas. Mop bananas. Go bananas. Go bananas. Go bananas. Go bananas. And that's the end.
Very good.
Okay, all right, then. In the meantime, I get a couple announcements to make. One is we have our can tabbies here. So,
It's John Can.
what?
Yes. It's John Can. It's actually a trash can. Yes. Yes,
That's
it
what,
is.
what we're gonna be putting in the can in this big trash can is actually, anytime during the year, it doesn't matter when, is when you actually open up a can of tonic, for example.
Shut up.
Guys, I'm losing my train of thought, okay? Literally, I have so many announcements and so many things in my mind that I cannot keep track of. Popcorn fundraiser. We're trying to work on our popcorn fundraiser. We have one more event coming up, and then we have the other one, November 4th. We're having a hard time out selling for your actual popcorn sheets. So that's a big thing. Also, in regards to that, you know, I don't know, you guys at the beginning of the year received this.
Calendar.
So, yeah, on your calendar, it says the information that and the information as to when, popcorn's due and stuff like that. So November 3rd, that date, I forget the date now, what was the date for the church fair? The 10th. That has gone out by email, so the November 10th is the date for, if you read the emails that I send out, please tell me you don't tell me you don't, please don't tell me that. But November 10th is the date for the church fair, you have the booth, so that's a big deal, check my emails. But check this, for the most part, these dates are pretty good, stay on top of this, stay on top of my emails.
Mrs. Rich, what's the day that the popcorn, the orders are due?
The orders are due, see, I even rely on this. Okay, popcorn orders are due in November 3rd.
So that's before the next PAC meeting?
Yep,
It's only 2 weeks out.
Is that correct?
And we're doing the Sunrise Market on the 4th though, so,
because of things changing, I could take the order in on the 4th. That
on the
would be
4th, okay,
But
so we
that's-
can do
I
work on
take
the
that
4th and
to-
then give you the order.
1 second, Connor. Yep, I will, give me 1 second.
2 weeks, right?
To answer your question, I can take it on, I'll take the order in, 1 second, Connor, I know. To answer your question, I don't even know as things go on. But because of the change, that's not an issue. Okay, and, we can have you come up here and I'll finish my announcement.
No, finish what you got.
No, don't worry.
It was more fulfilling while we were waiting.
Yep, so thank you for coming. And,
How's it going, guys? All right. My name's Harry McGilvery. I'm a police officer in the Medford Police Department. I work with, what's your son's name? Connor. I work with Connor's dad, Joe, in Medford. We work the same shift. We've been working together for a while. So I'm assigned to the department's K-9 unit, and I have a police dog as a partner now. He's outside in the car, and we'll go outside at some point, and I'll show you guys the car and where he rides when we're working. So Marco is 6 years old. He's 5 going on 6. Go ahead.
How old is your dog use?
In dog years, I don't know. They say 7.
Every dog uses about 7 years.
That's what they say.
My
I don't know the
dog-
science behind that.
My dog is 6 years old and he used. My dog years, she's 42.
So that would make Marco 42. So Marco is a Belgian Malinois. He looks like a German Shepherd, but he's a little bit more athletic, a little bit more lean, and it's the kind of working dog now that the military is using, as well as police departments, because they're a little bit more durable than the German Shepherd. They'll work a little longer, they have a little bit more endurance, and they're less susceptible to getting injured. So Marco came to the United States. He was born in the Netherlands. He was born in the Netherlands. And he came to the United States in December of 2009. The Medford Police were interested in getting a canine, so I started going down to Rhode Island. And I was working with Marco one day a week until the department decided to buy him, and then I brought him home with me to Medford, probably in January or February of 2010. So Marco lives at my house in a kennel outside. It's a 6x12 chain link fence kennel with a roof. He's got a dog house in there. The dog house is heated for the winter time, And when it gets really bad out, I bring him inside my house. And I have a second kennel in my basement.
Does he have cable TV?
He does not have a
How long did he have for training?
I was just gonna tell you.
And I read a book last year about canines.
Okay, you have some questions now.
Storytime book.
So, me and Marco went to the State Police Academy out in New Braintree in March of 2010, and we trained out there for 14 weeks on how Marco could become a patrol dog. And what he basically learned, what he learned to do was, he learned to track people. He'll track a bad guy. Bad guy goes in and robs a store. I'll go to the scene, and we'll try to find something that the bad guy might have left behind, and Marco can pick up a scent. And then Marco can try to pick the guy, pick the guy's scent up and track him, maybe we can catch him. He'll find lost kids, he'll find lost adults. We had an adult in the woods, were you working that night? Mark was dispatching, we had a woman in the woods hiking with her dog. Believe it or not, we have woods in Medford. The woman went into the woods, she couldn't find her way out, it got dark. So myself, the Malden Police Canine, the State Police Canine, we all went into the woods in different areas. Plus the fact that she had a cell phone helped us out. We were able to track her and find her and get her out of the woods safely. And what Marco works on is human odor. So when he's doing patrol work, he's looking for human odor. If somebody broke into this building, I would come in with Officer Burns, would come to the door, would make an announcement, Medford Police Canine, last chance to come out, we're gonna release the dog, and then I'd release the dog. And if somebody was in one of these closets, Marco would search the room, and if someone was in that closet, he'd alert, he'd start barking, we'd put the leash on him, we'd make an announcement, come out, we're gonna let the dog go. If the guy doesn't come out, we'd open the door, let the dog go, and Marco would apprehend the guy. And then we'd put the guy down and handcuff him and arrest him.
Does that mean you're the backup?
So, go ahead, what's your question? Okay, and I have this as a prop, this is a toy, this isn't real. Okay, it's not real, it's a toy. I'm gonna give this to Officer Burns' son, because I don't want anybody to go home and say that the police officer handed them, it's a toy, it's not real. But I'm gonna hand this to Officer Burns' son, he's gonna hold on to it. When we get outside, he's gonna toss it in the grass out there. And I'm gonna have, go ahead, what's your question? It's like a pellet gun or something that doesn't work. Go ahead.
Can we switch off?
Well, I can only do it once. So, he's gonna hang on to it, and when we get outside, he's gonna throw it into the grass, and then I'm gonna let Marco go. What Marco will do is, he's gonna just keep searching. When he picks up the human odor, he's gonna lay down next to it. That's what he's supposed to do. He's gonna lay down, I'm gonna go over to him, I'm gonna give him a toy reward, and we'll retrieve the evidence. He's not supposed to pick it up, sometimes he does. He's a dog, he's not gonna do everything perfectly every time. But the goal is to get him to find this, not touch it, so that the detectives can come, take a picture of it, collect it, and then maybe get fingerprints and other evidence from the weapon. So, he's done this a couple of times. He's found several knives that were used in stabbings. He found a mask that was used in an armed robbery in Somerville.
Harry, that night was what, 27 hours?
26 hours later, detectives got a tip that the kid had thrown the knife in the woods up near the Malden Hospital. And of course, the detectives don't tell us, they want to go find it by themselves. And then when they exhausted their efforts and they couldn't find the knife, they called us. And the patrol guys went up there with the dog, and we found the knife with the dog. 26 hours later in a tremendous windstorm.
They wanted the bragging rights.
That's what they wanted. But,
In a windstorm.
yeah, it was about 50-mile-an-hour winds. I'm like, there's no way we're gonna find this. And the dog, boom, 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 and they're telling me, he's on the wrong side, And I'm like, don't worry
Even with the
about it.
wind, was it?
Even with the wind, he found it. He laid down perfectly.
How long did it take him to find it?
Probably about 10 minutes. I took him out of the car, I gave him the command. he started searching,
26 hours later.
and they were giving me a hard time saying he's in the wrong area, and I'm like, all right, relax, relax.
That's because they wanted you to leave, so they can go check out that area. Our Roddy can do it, it's just, but it's gotta be food.
Yeah, we're in a situation where there's a lot of people, and they're giving us a hard time, and they're not listening to us. We're telling them to back up, back up, back up, they're not listening to us. We take Marco out of the car, and you'll see how fast people will back up. And if people, you know, if we're trying to put someone in custody and they're not cooperating with us, and they decide to give us a hard time, we have Marco, we can take him out of the car, and if they wanna have a, you know, wrestling match with the canine, then good luck to them, because they're not gonna win. So that's how, a police officer won't get hurt, the dog can bring the suspect down safely without a police officer getting hurt, and everybody goes home. And that's our goal at the end of every shift. So you're gonna hang on to this, okay? You gotta hang on to it with your hands. I gotta get some human odor on it, okay? I just brought in some stuff to show you some, this here is what we call it, it's a bite sleeve. We use it for training, and Officer Burns is gonna put this on, and I'm gonna have Marco apprehend him. And Marco will grab him right here. Officer Burns will play with him a little bit, and then he'll slip it, and Marco will carry this off to the car. We'll do that last. So, it's pretty, he'll feel some pressure, but he won't feel any tension or anything like that. So I'll pass this around for you guys to feel. You can put your arm in it. This is called the tracking harness. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm in middle school, and a couple weeks ago, a police officer came to our school with one of them, and he brought a canine with him, and the dog ran really fast and bit onto it, and the guy swung him in the air, and he
Where do you go to school, in Wilmington?
Yeah,
And that would be Officer Palmer.
I think so.
What's his dog's name? Eric? I called him to tell him I was coming here, but he's away or something.
It was a German Shepherd.
Yeah. Well, Medford's got the friendliest police dog of all the police dogs in the area. I can guarantee that. Marco's a very friendly dog. And before we do the apprehension, I'll let him socialize a little bit. Okay?
I want to get social.
Yes.
You have more than one dog in the force? or
Just one dog right
Just
now.
one?
Most departments have one dog. Go ahead.
You should try to get the canine to, do like, you should try to get some police officers with the canine to do a little presentation at the training school, so I wouldn't have to go walk then, because it's way too hot.
Okay. All right.
You should try.
All right, we'll try that.
I have two things. One, I go to school in Boston, and two, at this pet show thing, this zookeeper brought in a car, and I noticed, and everyone else noticed, that at one time the car pooped on the floor.
Good. All right, so this is a tracking harness. I'll get right to you. This is what I sometimes put on Marco when we're looking for a lost person or a suspect. It goes on him, and I can hook the leash onto the back of it, so that way I don't have the leash around his neck, and I'm kind of holding him back. This gives him a little bit more freedom, and you can see, it's like Marco's uniform. It says police, and then he's got the same patches on it that I have. See, he's got this patch.
Visibility.
So that's Marco's harness. What's your question? It's called Vested Dog. It's a non-profit organization, and they provide police dogs with ballistic vests. This is going to protect Marco from a gunshot in a puncture, like a stab.
Cool.
So I don't put this on Marco often because it's heavy, and in the summertime it's cumbersome. It makes it dehydrate. But if we were going to go into a situation where we thought the suspect was armed or a barricaded suspect, I would put this on Marco, and we'd probably make an entry with a SWAT team.
SWAT.
And this would hopefully protect Marco from from any, any harm that could be done. What's your question? I'm gonna pass it around, and I'll start with you, how's that?
You go with it.
Yes.
Is this Kevlar?
It is. Besides being a patrol dog, Marco can also sniff out narcotics, drugs. I don't know if you guys are old enough. But some people use things that aren't legal, and we use Marco to help us find them in cars and in houses and stuff. So what I do is, and I'm going to show you here, I have some, I don't know if you guys are in DA yet, in school. You should know that. I have something here, it's called marijuana. Probably going to be legal after November 6th. But right now it's illegal. Marco's trained to sniff it out, and when he finds it, he'll alert with a scratch. So when he's outside looking for evidence, he'll lay down next to it. When he's looking for narcotics, illegal drugs, he alerts with a scratch. So when I go out to get him, I'm going to have one of the troop leaders hide this in the room. And I'll come in and I'll put the collar on Marco, and I'll give him the command to seek. What I'll probably have everybody do is I'll probably have everybody stand up here. I'll have everybody stand up here, and I'll probably bring him over here and start searching the room over here. And when he finds this, you'll see Marco's change in behavior. He'll stop, he'll come back, he'll start, try to locate it, and then he'll start scratching. And I have a toy, and I'll give him a reward. Everything Marco does, whether he's looking for a bad guy, whether he's apprehending somebody, looking for drugs, looking for evidence, to Marco, it's a game. The way we train them is that we give them a reward when they find something. So everything we do, he's playing. He thinks it's a game. He's saying, all right, I got to find that. When I find that order, I'm going to get my toy and I'm going to get to play. When I find the bad guy, I'm going to get a reward. I'm going to get to fight him.
Does he wear a collar when he's working versus when he's not working?
Yes, you'll see his collar. It's his police
Does he wear a
canine.
different collar for when he's hunting for a knife or weapon?
No, he has his regular patrol collar. I take him off the lead and I give him a command.
Does he wear a collar when he's friendly versus when he's not friendly?
When he's off,
When
when he's off duty, I don't have a police collar on him. I have just a regular,
So he knows he's,
yeah, he knows, believe it or not, when I go get him and I'm dressed like this, and I have an electronic collar on, and I put that on him when I go to work, he knows he's going to work. As opposed to when I just go get him and I'm in regular clothes and I put a leash on him walking around the neighborhood. He's just a regular dog.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
Here it comes.
Okay,
Doggy.
you just knock it off.
you said knock it off, is that it?
Knock off.
Is that one you
See, live, off. All right, so you're gonna hear words I say, I speak Dutch to Marco. So when I tell him to lay down, I say off. It's A-U-F. When I tell him to stay, it's live. Marco, off, live. All right, so I'm gonna start the search over there, and I'll put the collar on, I'll give him the command to seek, and hopefully we find it. Hopefully you guys didn't hide it too good.
Jennifer, what's in there?
Jennifer, you forgot.
Loves water bottle.
I don't know, the first aid supplies that I.
Jennifer was like, whoa.
You should have brought your bag.
I didn't think about it, but you're right, I probably should have.
Probably would have had it already.
Very high end, very high energy.
I
I see actually, he's sniffing around the area that we were looking at.
Yeah,
Off.
Yep.
Stay down. Off.
See that?
yeah, yeah. It was,
Even that, it's got to
Scouts have something we.
So confused.
Real high energy.
Right now, I'm really confused.
You didn't go in this room, right?
I know. He's looking up at us. We can't tell that you're going.
It's in the closet.
Well, you found something little.
What's the cloud? He found it!
Good job.
Found it!
Good job, buddy.
But he did almost break the basket of plants.
So that was
Hey,
That was good advice.
all right, so, I knew when I got over here that I was getting close. I don't know if you could see the change in his behavior. All of a sudden, he was more interested in going under. Come here. Live. He was more interested in the table over here than he was over there and over there. When I got over here, I thought it was actually in the radiator by the change in his behavior. Then when he went under there, like it's here somewhere, and then boom, he got it.
But he knocked over the plant.
Lights for a couple of seconds.
He knocked over the
That's why
plant.
he was doing what he did over
Put it up,
there.
the other picture, the frame there.
So,
Excuse
as
me?
you can see, he's pretty dead on. It's a
Excuse me?
tremendous tool. Sorry?
You know he did knock over the plant, right?
Say again?
You know he did knock over the plant.
I know who I am. I didn't mean to knock over the plant,
That's
but...
okay, it's a fake plant.
So, see, now he gets his toy, he gets to play, and that's all he wants to do is play.
How much does he weigh?
He weighs 74 pounds.
He's that small than me.
This is a tough area for him to work because of the slippery floor. So it's tough for him, but he did a good job.
Yeah?
He did a good job.
He knocked off his collar.
What kind of a dog is he using?
Belgian Malinois. Marco.
Really won't give up the toy.
All right, so I'm going to take him outside, put him in the car. You guys get your coats on and meet me outside by my cruiser.
Is that breed generally good with kids?
Sorry?
Is that breed generally good with kids?
They say they are. They say they are. They're tremendous work dogs.
Not used to that one. Usually it's weird on me. Okay, so, Andrew just completed his Bobcat badge. As we all know, this is the first badge that any scout has to earn before starting to work on their rank requirements. And Bobcat badge is very important, and Andrew has done an awesome job of that. So we're very proud of him on that one.
Got that dog looking for you.
I'm allowed to be on the phone with my husband. He's not allowed to call. Oh, I'll let you do your...
Here.
No.
I gotta give you another pin.
Yeah,
But did you earn it?
yeah. You did? What'd you do?
Jose has earned his handyman pin. And he's gonna tell some of the things that he had to do to earn his handyman pin. Otherwise, he doesn't get his handyman pin.
What'd you do, Jose?
I had to oil my bike chain.
Ooh.
What'd you build?
What'd you build?
A sawhorse.
What'd you check on the car?
Sawhorse?
Awesome.
What's a sawhorse?
What'd you do on the car?
I changed the tail light.
You did. Taillight or a car? What else did you do on your bike?
Seriously, Tilla, what do you mean by...
Brake light, tail light.
The brake light, you had to do that? Oh, you can teach
What
me.
else did you do on your bike?
Say it again without the, you know.
And weigh the tire.
I do that.
Really?
Okay.
And you adjusted the tension on the tire chain?
Ah, you learned some good skills.
job.
He also cuts his lawn, so if anybody needs their lawn cut, he's more than willing to do it, to show you how good he is.
What?
Charge for that.
That was called community service.
That's a sentence, not a truth.
But one thing,
You're going too much.
you
That's
have
it, no more warning for you.
fence down.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $20 each time you cut my grass, but you gotta use, it's 15 to come over to my house.
Nope. No, well, in that case, you're out of luck. But, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Good job,
Good
Jose.
job.
I was gonna say, you shouldn't try that because you're kids.
The laser.
I
It says so.
Now, there were a couple other kids that did the review, I should mention. I know Dylan,
They're
Dylan,
held
you were
upside
there
down.
for the Bobcat. Natalie was there for the Bobcat. And Connor, you have completed your Bobcat in the past. So, thank you. Okay. So, can I have everybody please rise? Okay, and what?
That's all right, just take the flags, we'll do both of this.
Take the flag.
Flags first.
Yep, American flag first, okay?
Right down.
And,
Right down.
Scout salute.
thank you.
They like to waste it.
Okay, go ahead, side.
They like the way you read.
Side, you just carry it.
And two.
All right.
We'll
The application card.
Here's the Brussels sprout.